What's up, YouTube? We have another piece of audio junk on the kitchen table today. This is a Panasonic. It calls itself a subwoofer. I picked it up at the local thrift store. You see the price I paid was $3.05. Here's the model number. I believe it's just a passive subwoofer. Not sure if it came with some kind of a home theater system or if it came with a boombox 2.1 type system. But the reason I purchased this thing was originally just to blow it up for a speaker destruction video, but I figured we'd give it a chance, test it out a little bit. I started to remove the front bezel that has the port attached, but as you can see, I've already done some damage. It's actually glued, so pretty difficult to remove. But I'm going to go ahead and finish that so we can take the woofer out and check it out and see what it looks like. I'm not expecting much because the construction of this subwoofer is very chintzy and the size of the woofer is very small, so not anticipating a huge magnet on this thing by any means. Here's the back side of the front bezel. Once it's removed from the box, it has a little wave guide in front of the woofer cone, and it also has a port tube that goes into the box. And I heard something rattling around inside the box, and this is what I found when I removed the front bezel. So I guess that's what happens when you have kids. And here's the front shot of the woofer, and I'll go ahead and take it out and show you guys the back. Here's the woofer removed from the cabinet. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. The voice coil looks to be just a tad bit smaller than 1.5 inches, probably 1 3/8 voice coil. Not much as far as identification on the back of the magnet, and that's not actually a vent there on the pole piece, and just a stamped basket. But we'll go ahead and play some test tones through this thing and see what we get. One thing about this woofer is it has a pretty good high frequency response. The music's very audible through it. It doesn't necessarily sound good, but it's better than some other cheap speakers I've heard, and this is supposed to be a subwoofer.
Been digging on you, sipping on drink number 2, and trying to come up with something smooth, and waiting on the right time to make my move, but I just can't wait no more.
Alright, we're just going to go ahead and run a quick sweep test to see how much excursion we can get out of this small subwoofer. Obviously the tuning of the enclosure is going to be much higher with the port tube removed, but go ahead and give it a shot, just using 20 watts off one channel of the Yamaha receiver. Not a bad amount of output for a $3 subwoofer. Overall, I have to say this little Panasonic performed better than expected.